Design is about the senses. It's the way things look, feel, smell, and the really great designers think very deeply about all aspects of design. The best design makes people feel good, and the best designers think about that all the time. Every single aspect of the design that they're doing. I met Thomas when he was at the Royal College of Art. I thought he was an extraordinary talent. He thinks in a different way. He's a designer, but he's across a broad church of different design disciplines. You can't really pigeonhole him, but he has an attitude and an approach to thinking which is very, very different to most people.
I'm very proud of my heritage. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without the incredible, rich exposure I've had to decades and decades and centuries of cultural evolution that a city like London, which is where we're based, has given me so much nourishment for ideas, which is what we now work with. You look at a city like London where we're based, the Victoria and Albert Museum, the Natural History Museum, the Science Museum, the Royal College of Art and the Royal Academy. So many organisations that are here very ambitiously pushing debate, thought, different perspectives.
The studio was founded over 25 years ago by our design director Thomas Heatherwick, and we do a whole range of projects from furniture through to vehicle design through to buildings and infrastructure. We've had projects in Shanghai like the Shanghai Expo in 2010, the London bus which people might have ridden on. Every project that we work on now we're trying to make as sustainable as possible, and we're looking at it through that sustainability lens.
The way we think about sustainability is in four ways. There's the materials that a project is made from, then there's the performance of that building over time, then there's integrating nature. Biophilia is about integrating nature into projects. So this is about the emotion of how someone experiences something. And then there's the social sustainability. How will people really interact with a project? Sounds sentimental, but without them loving something, it won't be used and really thrive in the long term.
Coal Drops Yard is a project in King's Cross, and it's reusing former Victorian coal sheds that had interestingly never been public.
We thought, what if we grow two very special roofs and stitch together and create a new kind of space that wasn't a box? For me, it's exciting to have a space nearby, living and thriving, where it was possible for us to work on how do we make a place more sustainable in the long term and connect with people's emotions somehow.
Britain is an incredibly creative country. It is one of our major assets in the world. Thomas, of course, is absolutely brilliant and a wonderful example of British creativity.
When I think of Britishness, I'm not really thinking about people who've been born in the UK. I'm thinking about everyone who's come here from wherever in the world, whether that be for one day, 1 week, or for decades. It's such a rich mix, and that fuels me to then be able to share that through our projects somehow, wherever we're working.
The US and Asia markets are really interested by British design thinking.
There's an open mind in Asia about what projects are. For example, how do you make residential projects socially sustainable as well as meeting the metrics of using minimal energy to heat or cool themselves? So our Eden project in Singapore gives gardens to every floor. Instead of a few dry pots sitting on windswept balconies, we're making outdoor courtyards and allowing the plants to be part of the shading. You actually walk into a garden, there is no lobby, you just walk into a garden and then you can get a lift from the garden straight into your flat. In New York, we were commissioned to make a new park. If they were going to be making this new piece of park, it would be much more powerful to be more over the water. So we made bridges across to it like gangplanks and then manipulated that so that it made a more conducive social bowl of nature but it also even protects some of the microclimate of the plants that are on it. By making the moves we made, we were able to make something much more naturally powerful, I believe.
Most great designers are continually looking to improve their abilities and their thinking. Britain is a great place for this because we've got some of the best design training in universities, colleges in the world. Thomas Heatherwick is a great example of a way of thinking about the way design can work to make people's lives better.
In this time where the digital world appears to have connected us all together, but spookily has disconnected us from each other, designing spaces that allow us to see each other is something that motivates me enormously. I feel very excited to be living through this time where I think it's possible to make a real difference at a pivotal time in history.